What is going on, everybody? Thank you so much for tuning in. Back with another review. Today, a retro review, a sort of throwback review. Yesterday, I was at the mall walking around, and for the first time in about 10 or 15 years or so, I walked into the flea store, For Your Entertainment. Now, growing up as a kid, going to the mall, going into the flea store, the types of items you found in there were, records, DVDs, music, videos. It was a entertainment store. And to this day, they still sell those things. But what they also sell are actually older music playing devices. So if you want to maybe start a record collection, you can get records there. You can get a record player. You can get CDs. You can get a CD player. And that's what I bought. I bought a CD player because one thing I've actually thought about lately is owning more of my music. There was once a period of time before the internet and streaming music, paying $10 a month to stream music, when we had to purchase our own music. And something about purchasing your own music, not ever losing that music, because when you stream music, sometimes songs aren't available. Sometimes songs just disappear out of your library for whatever reason, and then you have to go and re-download them or re-add them. And it got me thinking, if I owned my music, it would be more true to me. Because after all, I love listening to music. It's something I do every day. It's a holistic thing. And what better way to make it even more holistic than owning your own music? So I took the plunge yesterday and bought a CD player. Not the most expensive foray into owning your own music. Like I said, you can also purchase record players there as well, which are more expensive. But like I said, in the world of streaming music, paying $10 a month, going in and, spending $45, $30 for the CD player, and then at least another $10 for a CD. And then at the end of the day, it's the only thing you have. You pay $10 and you get just one artist and 15 songs on a CD. So it is kind of pricey in that regard. But like I said, I do get to own my music at the end of the day. And also, one thing I wanted to make a review about, because other reviewers on YouTube have for sure reviewed CD players and CDs in 2024. What I wanted to do was not only give you my own opinion, of course, but because I listen to music every single day, why not compare this to streaming audio, the sound quality of it at least. Good old-fashioned CD, so let's go ahead and get started. By the way, this CD player is the GPX personal CD player with FM radio. We've got headphones and a CD player, but the headphones actually look like they're really cheap and worth probably about 20 cents, 25 cents. So what's good to see is all of the quality should be in the CD player, which is fine with me because we do have headphones. Also, was interesting on the side, it looks like you get a charging port, but no charge cable in the box. As you can see, it takes two AA batteries. Let's go ahead and get some inside. And as you can see, we have power. So how does this compare to streaming music? Let's go ahead and find out now. As far as listening goes, it's practically the same as streaming music. You get that same sense of it's recorded and then loaded onto the CD, just like it is on iTunes. It's just digital, right? They record it somewhere and then they upload it onto iTunes. Same thing, they record it somewhere and then transfer those files onto a CD, and you can hear that. So it's really basically the same. At the end of the day, I think what it comes down to is not necessarily getting better audio reproduction or a more thorough listening experience listening to a CD versus streaming. I think what it comes down to is owning your music. And yes, you can do that in iTunes as well. But what I will say I do appreciate about going in and purchasing your music in this format is it's a little more accessible. Now, yes, it's easy to go onto iTunes, for example, but there's also at the same time so many different options at once. Like if you go to iTunes and type in Chopin, not only do you get albums, but you get songs, you get radio stations to choose from, and all of these different mixes and varieties of albums. In fact, on iTunes, this album right here, this one in my hand that I purchased at the For Your Entertainment music store, can I get this on iTunes? And from the looks of it, I don't see it. And having already listened to this, I can say there are songs on it that I like. So having to sift through iTunes might actually be somewhat cumbersome, because in my experience, searching for classical composers and listening to classical music in Apple Music, what you'll actually find is some of it is from the Philharmonic, or some kind of third-party artist is reproducing it. And that might be the case with this one as well, but it's hard to get this collection of songs exactly when you could just go to the Fi store and pay $5 and get it, right? So in a sense, this is actually more accessible. I appreciate that because it makes overall the listening experience a little more organized, and I think more true to life, if that makes any sense. Because in a world when you can stream music and it costs $10 a month, you can listen to pretty much anything you want. There is no limitation to what songs you're listening to and in what order. But when you're purchasing them, it definitely makes a huge difference which album you get and which songs go on which album. And so in that regard, I think when you purchase your music, and doing it in this way, purchasing CDs is a fun way. You can keep the boxes that they come in and have this sort of library with this album art instead of having it just digitally on your computer. You could have it on your shelf, so you could sort of make it an art piece, so to speak, having all these albums with the artwork and stuff. This definitely does offer an advantage. So today we looked at the GPX personal CD player with FM radio. I purchased this at the For Your Entertainment store at the mall. It was $30, kind of pricey, yes, but the sales associate who sold it to me had nothing but good things to say about it, and so far so good. Put a couple of AA batteries inside and put the Chopin CD inside, and it sounds great. Really enjoy listening to this. And what's also really cool is when the internet goes out, or maybe my computer dies or whatever, like if there's a storm and I don't have power, this is a really good, just sort of solid something I can lean back on, right? And it's got the FM radio, which is really good. And then at the Phi store, I picked up this album by Chopin. Just a classic music composer, really good stuff, romantic. Does bring a tear to my eye listening to it. The selection of music might be a little truer when purchasing your music. And also, I think buying CDs like this, you will have access to a different collection of songs versus what you get online. And so far, so good. I like most of the songs on this album. This is a greatest hits album, and as we saw on Apple Music, cannot find this exact album on Apple Music. And good luck, organizing or arranging and getting all of these songs on this album on Apple Music and getting them on the same playlist. It's going to be time consuming for sure. Hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below for more. Let me know what you think in the description below. Would you start a CD collection? Is it maybe too soon, right, to start something like a CD collection? Streaming music does still have the advantage, I think. But, for the nostalgia factor and for the overall, factor of always having something to at least listen to, this I think is a really cool thing to have and pick up and enjoy. And definitely starting a CD collection is something I actually look forward to. So hit that like button, subscribe, comment down below for more. Hit the bell icon to get notified when we post to YouTube, and share this video with friends and family. My name is John. Thanks again so much for tuning in. I will see you guys in the next review.